Hey guys, Cajun Cardboard coming at you with a spur of the moment video. It's just something I wanted to share with you guys. And yes, I got a nice tight haircut. No, I was never in the military. And yes, it's going to look funny because my videos are releasing at different times when I had super long hair and now I've got short hair. But wanted to talk to you today about something I keep seeing on Instagram and Facebook and just general discussions when talking about investing and prospecting and what is and isn't a good play. This is definitely strictly going to be an investing video. And so the one thing I keep hearing that bothers me is when talking about a particular player, and I don't have any particular player in mind, but we can use, for example, it was said with Kevin Porter, he's on a shitty team, or Darius Garland, he's on a terrible team, or De'Aaron Fox, yeah, but the Kings can't win games, or, Anthony Simons is an example, yeah, but he can't get on the court. I kind of want to just give my thoughts on those types of perspectives when it comes to picking players to invest in. My personal approach to this has always been, and I'm going to switch you over to picture-in-picture, and we're going to look through some players historically. My approach has been look a little bit further down the road. Don't look 20 feet ahead. Don't look 20 yards ahead. Don't look a mile ahead. Look 10 miles ahead. Go invest in the player that you see with your own eyes, period. Because the one thing that I have learned about the NBA, and I'm sure a lot of people viewing this will agree with, is that situations change really fast. Teams can go from really, really bad to dynastic real quick overnight. The Golden State Warriors is a great example of that. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the past Cleveland Cavaliers, even this current year's Cleveland Cavaliers is a great example of that. The Miami Heat are an example of that. One free agent acquisition, which leads to two other mid-range free agents joining a super team, and all hell breaks loose, and suddenly your absolute trash doormat of the league just became a very relevant playoff contender and potentially a title contender in many cases. We saw it happen with OKC. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that stuff changes really fast in the NBA, and what I don't like is when people say, I'm not going to invest in De'Aaron Fox because the Kings suck. Oh, he's stuck in Sacramento. Nobody wants a small market player. These are the kind of like old school, stodgy, old man, perspectives that don't fly anymore. This small market, big market doesn't fly anymore. Last I checked, Milwaukee is not exactly a free agent destination, but Giannis cards have done okay, especially if you invested early. So I just kind of want to go through some of the guys, and I just pulled some names off the Kia MVP ladder because I thought they would be great examples. And I don't have a lot of like crazy stats in front of me or whatever, but I always use Basketball Reference over here as kind of my go-to. But like, let's just start with Giannis, right? And so we're keeping in mind, we're talking about those perspectives and those opinions, which are like, well, he's on a crappy team, or he's not even a starter for his team. And so we're pulling up Giannis, who is already, he's a surefire Hall of Famer. He's a 5-time All-Star. He's everything you could ever possibly want from a prospect investment standpoint. He's everything, right? He's won every award. He's won a title. He's done every single thing you could possibly do, and his price point was as low as humanly possible. So he is the perfect example of an investment rags to riches story. But if we look at Giannis. And so what you can do is you can click on their years and it'll tell you. So Giannis's first year, he started 23 games. The dude was like the sidekick to Jabari Parker, at one point. But anyway, in 2013, he starts 23 games. They win 14 and lose 63 games in the games that he played. Horrible team, horrible market, no potential, no future. Lots of people in 2014, even if you liked Giannis, probably said, well, I'm not going to invest in him. The Bucks can't go to the playoffs this year. Who gives a damn? People have got to stop investing for 4 months down the road or 2 months down the road. Invest in the player based on the player and trust that if the player is special, he will either find his way onto a team that is relevant or, people will come to him. The true studs in the NBA, they're magnets. Players come to play for them and with them. They don't come to the city. They don't all go to Miami. Hell, if it was, weather and big market this and big market that, the Knicks wouldn't suck forever. That's as big a market as you can get. The Clippers wouldn't have sucked for 40 years. Miami would get every single free agent, right? Or Orlando. Or Los Angeles, and it doesn't work that way. Times have changed, man. The NBA is different now. So what I'm asking is, if you're investing and you're prospecting, please don't rely on that age-old adage that either he's not in the starting lineup, or it's not a big market, or his team sucks. They can't get to the playoffs now. Who cares about now? What the Kansas City Chiefs, for God's sakes, they suck forever. The test of a true prospect is can they change that around? And if they change around an absolutely doormat team into a championship contender, well, that's all the more reason for their cards to be super hyped, and they'll get all the credit with very little of the blame. So looking at Giannis is a great example. His team was 14-63 in 2013. I want to start flipping through some more guys. You're probably going to recognize these names. I'm not going to flip to Harden, but Harden was third fiddle. Harden did not start a single game his rookie season. James Harden, we're talking about MVP caliber player, one of the 10 best players in the world, first ballot Hall of Famer. Go down the list. His accolades, look, I'm not going to go ahead and pull them up because his accolades are pretty astounding. So we'll pull up James Harden. The dude scored 20 points 4 times his rookie year. Okay, that's like half as many as Kobe White. James Harden, for God's sakes. What if people had said, well, and Anthony Simons is an example. He had 40 plus the other night. He had 38 points in his first start. Yes, I know I'm super biased. Anthony Simons is my guy. I'm not hyping Anthony Simons, but I'm trying to use historical precedent to make educated decisions going forward. I'm not going to dump Anthony Simons because he can't get on the damn floor because he's got, a semi-all-star and one of the, 5 best point guards in the NBA playing in front of him. It is what it is. I didn't invest in Anthony Simons to flip him when they make the playoffs and he scores 25 points in a single game. I'm swinging for home runs, not doubles, is what I'm saying. And I'm looking at the big picture, right? Because I'm looking back historically. You could have said the same thing about James Harden that people are saying about Anthony Simons now. Well, he's never going to play. He's got Kevin Durant. He's got Russell Westbrook. He's coming off the bench. He's not even a starter for his own team. Well, look what happens when he goes to Houston. He explodes, and he's one of the greatest offensive players of all time, regardless of what you think about Harden. Another player, let's use Damian Lillard, for example. I want to go click Damian Lillard's rookie year, right? People didn't not buy, people are sitting in a great position who invested in Lillard and ignored the fact that when he went in 2012 to Portland in the games that he started, which was every game, they were 33-49 and missed the playoffs, right? Let's go to the next player. Let's go to Kevin Durant. People quickly forget how horrific that Kevin Durant Sonics team was, right? Let's go look at Kevin Durant's first year. Were people saying, well, Kevin Durant sucks, and then he goes to this expansion team, OKC, that sucks? Were people really focusing on that? Were people, worried about his team's success his rookie year? Who cares what their success rate is the rookie year? Who cares about making the playoffs your rookie year? If you're investing and you're investing intelligently, you look past the team success. You even sometimes need to look past the player's ability to crack the starting lineup, which wasn't an issue for Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant, 80 starts. The team was 19-61 in those 80 starts. Okay? Terrible team, historic, transcendent player. We're talking about top 20 players of all time here. We're going to move on to, this is obviously an easy one. Let's go look at LeBron's rookie year. I don't know if people remember this. I know they remember LeBron pissing all over the Pistons and taking them, deep in the playoffs. But let's go look at when he was 19 years old playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron started 79 games, 33-46. Terrible. Let's talk about Jokic, right? Jokic was in a freaking position battle with Nurkic, for God's sakes, when he started with the Nuggets. Let's go look at what the 2015 Denver Nuggets look like in Jokic's rookie year. Jokic started 55 games. They were 31-49. Okay, Jokic was successful, but I assure you, people weren't saying, I'm not investing in Jokic. Jokic, he can't be relevant. Denver sucks. You know, maybe they were, and shame on those people because you missed out on Jokic, you missed out on LeBron, you missed out on Durant, you missed out on Lillard. If you're one of those people who cares that much about team success or ability to make, you know, the win now type of theory, that's the problem. So what I'm asking is people need to stop spewing, oh, they can't make the playoffs. I hear it a ton in the NFL, and I'm not an NFL guy, but I hear it a ton in the NFL. But let's look at Curry, right? This is, you know, I don't want to call him a dynasty, but some people will, but the Warriors dynasty, right? So Curry's rookie year, 77 starts. They were freaking 25 and 55. That is horrific. 25 and 55 in games that he played. That's a terrible team. They did not make the playoffs. Anybody and everybody could have said, the Warriors can't make the playoffs. The Warriors are never going to win a title. And then, you know, a few years later, we see what they turned into, right? Joel Embiid's another example. I'm not going to scroll through it, but Joel Embiid in 2016, they were 13 and 18 in his 31 starts, and they were even worse in the games where he didn't play. They were an absolute disaster train wreck, and it might have scared people away from investing in Embiid. And I know he's a big man, and there's a lot of rules about that stuff as well, but like, I mean, come on. You know, I just want people to look past that. When it comes to guys, and I'm trying to think of some prospects like Tyler Hero, he's not going to be coming off the bench forever. Who else? Who's not getting a chance? R.J. Hampton, guys like that. You know, oh, his team sucks. Or Cole Anthony, for God's sakes, his team sucks. You know, I get sick and tired of hearing that. They could have said the same thing about Booker. They could have said the same thing about Ayton. People have to be patient. You need to look 2 to 3 to 4 years down the road, sometimes longer. You know, for Simons and for De'Aaron Fox. You know, for some of these guys, it just takes longer. I mean, opportunity comes. There's going to come a time where if you pick the right prospect, you will reap rewards. Zach LaVine is a great example. People are finally recognizing Zach LaVine. He's top 10 on the Kia MVP ladder, right? So Zach LaVine has taken forever. DeMar DeRozan took forever to get traction. It just takes time, but you got to have faith in the prospect and kind of put the team situation to the side. Even, you know, to some extent, you do need to get on the floor. You can't just sit on the pine and rot, but put away the is he the best player on his team stuff, because that takes time. And that's my perspective. I just think that's something to consider. You know, Jaylen Brown, maybe a perspective that some people have on Jaylen Brown, a short-sighted perspective is, well, he's never going to be the best player on his team. Well, number one, I think he is the best player on his team, and I think half of the world would agree and half of the world would disagree and say it's Tatum, but all around, I think he's better than Tatum. But the fact of the matter is, and we may see it in like 60 days, Jaylen Brown and Tatum are not going to be Celtics forever. So one of them's going to roll, and I'm guessing they're going to keep Tatum and move Brown. And if they move Brown to a team like the Magic or, you know, hell, if he goes to like Charlotte or if he goes to Sacramento, I mean, imagine if he goes to a team like this. Imagine if he goes to Dallas or a team like that. You're talking about an insane explosion in the value of his cards. And again, I own a lot of these guys we're talking about. I don't own any Curry. I don't own a lot of Lillard. I don't own a lot of Durant. But those are my historical examples of situations where guys start on terrible teams. Guys start in less than perfect playing time situations. Guys start with, you know, unstable coaching and GMs and unstable front offices. Shit like that happens. But the cream rises to the top. And so what I'm asking is, you know, just take a big picture perspective of 5 years from now. If my guy is who I think he is, it don't matter where he is today. What matters is 5 years from now, if you're an NBA, you know, all NBA player, you're going to be an all NBA player. And if you're an all NBA player, you're going to get people to play around you no matter where you're playing or what your situation is or how bad your team is your rookie year. So that's just kind of my general thought of the day. Hopefully this gives you guys a little perspective on investing. Again, this is purely an investing video. I'm not giving investing advice. I'm not saying go invest in any of these dudes because it might be too late because price point is everything. But I just would ask people to take a little bit longer term perspective of whether a prospect yields fruit or not. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. Hit the subscribe button if you like to hear investing videos like this. Hit the like. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm, whatever that means. And, you know, hit the bell icon for notifications because I'm dropping silly little short, just random rambling videos like this all the time. Thanks, guys. Peace.